Turning to some devastating news, a building collapsed suddenly on Wednesday in the center of the city.
Massive apartment fire caused one of the units to collapse.
National Weather Service meteorologists detected a line of severe thunderstorms capable of producing quarter-size hail and damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour.
At 454 South.
We typically get called in when something has happened. And typically it's something bad. People need to understand why something occurred. Forensics is not always black and white. There's a shade to it. You don't always see it. You have to look hard at it. That's where Rimkus fits in.
When Bob Rimkus first started the company, we were a forensic engineering company. Bob had this great vision that we could be in more places than just Houston, that we could do more than the forensic engineering side, and we could offer other services. Unfortunately, Bob didn't get to see that completely through because in 1995, he passed away from cancer. The ownership and running of the company went over to his three partners at the time.
I joined Rimkus in 1997. I was employee number one in Florida, and so I wore many hats. I did the marketing and actually did some of the administrative work and did the billable work. We opened up an office in Orlando and in Fort Lauderdale and kind of started to work our way up the East Coast.
We've always kept that feeling and that culture of what Bob had established early on and what Frank Culberson also established. We have a saying here that our employees are our lifeblood, and without them, we don't exist. We take that seriously.
When you think about how does a culture evolve and develop, I think it comes from the past leadership of the company and the current leadership, but also the employees. Our assets are our people.
Around the period of about 2016, 2017, we were seeing some things going on in the marketplace, and we felt like it made more sense to diversify away from just the forensic engineering piece of business. We thought it made sense to do more of the proactive engineering type of business. We started adding services, and we became more than just a forensic engineering company. We've grown to be a worldwide leader in forensic and technical consulting.
We'll always be found, and our roots will always be in the forensic engineering world. But we recognized the company was continuing to grow. And they always say, anytime you're growing, you create opportunity for your employees.
The catalyst for the rebrand was really a couple of things. Last time we did a rebrand was back in 1986, and then we changed our logo a little bit around the mid-1990s.
We were reaching our vision statement. What we had in place, we were there. We've reached that. And so now we need to think ahead again.
This is just taking that next step and taking that vision and capturing it in a new logo and a new look and feel of who we are. We also looked at our mission statement, our vision statement, and for the first time in our company's history, we now have a culture statement.
Rimkus has a culture, but what is that culture? And we wanted to capture that.
When you look at the core values, you can't really separate that much from who we are as a culture. It is about caring for our employees. That's ingrained in who we are as a company. Next 5 to 10 years, I see our vision actually playing out. We'll be one of the leaders in engineering and technical consulting.
We see no barriers. What we do see is those opportunities, and that there's an enormous potential for this company moving forward.